My friends, it's another glorious day where we're going to get real. We're going to talk, and it's going to be real. And the talk that we're going to have today, it's going to be real. I just said that. I suck at these intros. Anyways, y'all, it's a special edition today of Real Talk with Raleigh because yesterday I wanted to do this. I thought this would be fun. We're going to take fan questions, and we're going to talk about them because I think you guys came up with some interesting questions. I put up a story on Instagram, a question story, and asked, hey, if there's a question you have for me that you want me to answer on the podcast, I'll shout you out and do answer your question. So today I've got some of these. I think they're cool and interesting to talk about. So here we are. The first question, my friends, comes from Instagram handle Mills_4664. And they, she, he, or they, whatever they go by, what age did you start writing songs and singing? And the answer to that is I started singing when I was probably 16 or 17 in the car, in the shower. And I would sing John Mayer's record, Continuum. And one could say I had an obsession with it. Also back then it was CDs, right? So we weren't rich or anything, so you can only buy a certain number of CDs. And I don't think Spotify may have just came out, but I didn't have Spotify. We had CDs. So I listened to that and I started writing songs. I probably wrote my first song when I was 18, and I still have some of those. I used to write them on pieces of paper and write them on the piano. And they were really bad. I look back on them now; they're hilariously bad. Thanks, Mills. Next, Angie Brooks Fittin' Fun. I wonder if she's fitting fun. She asks, "What inspires you most when writing?" Okay, y'all might know this by now, but I love feely songs. Vibey songs with a good groove. But I feel like I'm most inspired to write when I am either sad or confused or feeling something deeply. That could be love too. But what inspires me most would be my feels. And then when I write a song that corresponds with how I feel, it makes me feel better. So I guess I try to be honest. What inspires me to, I try to think, if I'm feeling this way and going through this, somebody else is too, even if it's crazy. Like I wrote and put out an acoustic video of a song called Love Dying Young. You'd never want to hear that. You never think someone would want to hear that, right? It's like, the chorus is it too late to save us now? Are we 6 feet in the ground? Because I don't feel nothing but numb. Baby, how did we become love dying young? Like, nobody wants to hear that, right? But somehow people love that song. And I think that's really interesting because that tells me that people have felt that way because it comforts them in a way because they felt that way before. So interesting, right? Next question. SDT 1979. Looks like you might have been born in 1979. SDT, not sure what that stands for, but I'm going to call you Scott Daniel Thompson. Scott Daniel Thompson, what song would you remake? And I'm going to guess that you're thinking of one of my songs. The song that I would remake and probably never do again would be Better Man. That was one of the first songs I ever wrote, and I thought it felt good. But like everything, hindsight's always 20/20, or is it? But that's a good saying. I don't love the lyrics in it. You grow as a writer. That's funny. And I know a lot of you love that song, so I don't want to ruin it for you. But every artist has their songs that they were like, oh, that was me back then. I was young then. Anyways. That's what I would choose. Next question, Corball_19. Are your songs based on feelings or on life events? Both. I always I've recorded one song. No, I'm not even going to say that. I'll talk about that some other day, not today. Most of the time, my songs are about my life, or I'll put myself in the perspective of one of my friends, or family members or whoever, and I try to make them based on real events or real feelings. For example, my song "Phase of Me." That song was when I was just feeling down, and I wrote "Phase of Me" probably in 30 or 45 minutes, and it was just like, boom, this is how I feel. There wasn't much editing to it. You could edit that song to death. It's not perfect, but it definitely perfectly encapsulates how I felt during that time and still feel often. "Phase of Me." So this is a good question. JMK 2211. JMK, not sure what that stands for. We're going to go with Jeff Magoo Kangaroo. JMK 2211. What's up, dude or girl? I don't know who it is, but Star Wars or Star Trek? Easy, my friend. Star Wars. If you don't like Star Wars more than Star Trek, that's like me trying to convince you Chipotle is the best burrito place. It's just so easy. Where do I even begin? Next, Shay the Third asks, what has pushed you to get to where you are today? I'm competitive. I'm really competitive. But more than that, in music, there's got to be more than that, because I could be competitive in anything, right? Like I could go start a yogurt business. Why a yogurt business? I don't know. Maybe I had yogurt today. I could have a yogurt business and climb to the top of the yogurt business, right? So it's not just competitive. But part of it's competitive. But in that, I think there's something about music that entrances me. There's something about making something out of nothing in a song form, and then from song to production, communicating that in a way that makes me feel something as an artist, and then hoping that because I feel something, there's probably millions of people out there that feel something too. That's really at the end of the day. That's why I drive 28 hours in a van and tour all around the country. That's fun, but it's also grueling and hard on your family and your friends. Why I do what I do is because there's nothing like seeing something come to life and then it move other people. That's what pushes me. There's nothing like that feeling. That's like a high that doesn't hurt you. That's a good song title. Maybe I'll write that. A high that doesn't hurt you. Last question, my friends. This has been fun. Brent_Marsh14. You're stranded on a desert island and you can bring 3 items. No food or drinks, he says. What would you bring? Well, Brent, this is a fantasy world, right? So let's just act like this is a complete well, let's act like it's not a fantasy. I'd bring the Bible, because it's not a fantasy world. God, it's the world we live in now. So I'd say Bible. My guitar. He said no food or drink. I want to say burrito maker, but one more item. Oh, probably a plane so I could fly off the island and go back to real life. Sorry, Brent, I kind of cheated and hijacked your little game, but I kind of just used your game against you. And now I have a plane. I'm flying off the island and you'll never see me again. So goodbye, Brent. All right, y'all. I hope that was fun. And it was fun to shout you all out. And we're going to do this again. So we're going to come up with creative questions for me to answer, and that'll be fun. So this has been Real Talk, a special edition. If you like this, let me know in the comments. And we can do more of these. If not, let me know you hate it and that you hate me. I hate me. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you next time. It's been real.